What's up, guys? I finally got off of Destiny 2 and have logged into Skyblock to play a bit of the garden. I learned a bunch of cool ways to progress in here and just the fastest way to actually gain everything in the garden, because what is Skyblock if not pushing for peak efficiency for a tiny bit faster number increase? So in this video, I'm going to be going over every single fast way that I know how to max out the garden, and if this helps you out, I'd really appreciate a like or a subscription. I'm going for 69,000 subscribers this year, and I'm getting pretty close, and most of you aren't even subscribed. So if you would go down below and press that sub button, it would mean the world to me. The garden is going to feature a couple main ways of leveling up. So let's go to the desk and check these out. First off, garden level. This is probably the most important one because you actually unlock the crops that you can use presets for, and that is very, very helpful. And you unlock visitors. Once you get past level 7, it really drops off with the visitors that you unlock. And from 10 to 14, there's nothing you unlock, but there is one at 15. So you want to be grinding out this garden level as much as possible, and this is probably the main thing a lot of people are looking to progress quickly. The other ways of leveling in the garden are going to be crop milestones, which is crop specific obviously, and then visitor milestones, whether that be unique visitors served or offers accepted, because both of these are useful. And all of them can be leveled up kind of in the same way, but also there is more efficiency to be had by doing one thing rather than another. So I'm going to go over every single way of upgrading each of the different things. Garden level is probably the most simple, but also the most annoying, because the garden level does scale super harshly, where it just keeps getting insanely harder when you're actually leveling it up. And this is going to be leveled up by literally doing everything on here. If you look at visitors, they are going to give an amount of garden XP. You can see 10 garden XP from Madam Eleanor Q. Goldsworth III, you know? You can get garden XP from leveling up your milestones. You can get it from the visitor milestones over here. But the best way is definitely just leveling crop milestones. Whenever you're leveling these up, you just get an insane amount of XP. You can see I get 160 for the next milestone I get on sugarcane. And you just kind of want to have as many different farms on the garden as possible to get these up as much as possible. Because obviously you could put all your eggs in one basket. You could just grind sugarcane up to level 46, which I believe is the max. But that's going to take forever. It's going to be way easier if you're leveling multiple crops at the same time. And you can farm crops super easily on the garden. You can see I have some plots down right now. I have one wheat plot, which is just the first one that you get, but then I got 2 sugar canes, 2 potatoes, and 2 carrots, and that's because you only need 2 of one kind of crop, and you can actually infinitely farm it. You're gonna see, I don't know if I can find the center of it here, but I combined 2 different plots into basically one mega plot by removing the gates and just adding more slabs and more water and stuff. And this is just going to allow you to infinitely farm, and you can do this with pretty much every crop on one garden if you had your max plots unlocked. If you don't have max plots unlocked, you don't need to be able to infinitely farm. It's just super nice whenever you are going for a specific milestone. If you want potato, go infinitely mine potato because you got the size for it. If you want carrot, do the same thing. But seriously, you can just see I connect my plots, that it's just one big too long plot, and it's super good for getting garden XP because you're getting every single milestone up as fast as possible. So just have as many farms as possible. It's not complex, but it is the best way to do it. Visitors are actually a little more complex because visitors actually have a fun mechanic within them. If you look at the top here, you're going to see that new visitors come in every 15 minutes. And once you hit, I believe, 50 unique visitors served, this goes down to, I want to say 12 minutes, but I forget. That was on alpha. I don't know if anyone has this on main yet, but it goes down in time for the default. But you can also see in the middle here, harvesting crops is going to reduce the time until the next visitor appears. That means there is going to be a best crop for getting visitors, because the fastest crop you can mine means that you are going to get faster visitors. And what do you know? That crop is sugarcane. Sugarcane is the most efficient farming crop. You get XP, you get decent money, and now you get visitors a lot faster whenever you're mining it. Every 1 second that you mine of sugarcane gets you about 5 seconds off of your visitor cooldown. So it goes down from something like 15 minutes to 3 to 4 minutes whenever you're just grinding sugarcane. And you can infinitely do that, as I mentioned. So sugarcane is going to be the de facto way to just level your visitors. If you're done getting to level 15, or you don't want to get to level 15, or you're just trying to level sugarcane milestone, you're going to get a lot of visitors. So you're going to be wanting to check this whenever you get 4, I would recommend, because whenever you're at 5, the queue stops completely. So if you got to 5, you're wasting some precious time there where you could have been getting a visitor otherwise. But whenever you get 4 visitors from sugarcane, which should be in about 12 to 15 minutes, I'm not exactly sure on the timing, I'm bad at math and I'm very tired, but whenever you get your 4 visitors in the queue, go check them out, see if you want to take the offers, and then go back to mining sugarcane, and that's going to be the fastest way to get the most visitors possible. When it comes to compost, I believe the most efficient crop to put in here would be carrots, but I kind of just throw in whatever I have. It's probably inefficient. I could probably sell sugarcane for more money and then buy some carrots with that money and get the same amount of compost in here. But you want to be getting compost as much as possible. Compost is actually going to run when you're offline if you have the fuel in and the organic matter in here. So make sure you're getting as much compost as possible, because you need a lot of compost. You need freaking 8 compost bundles for the corners and 96 for the ones on the side. It adds up. You're going to need a lot of time, so have this composter running 24/7 if you can. One thing I want to talk about is that the presets in general are pretty good, but melon and pumpkin are just terrible. They're not placed right. They have slabs in bad spots, and you would have to run at least 3 of them if you're trying to infinitely farm, compared to the other crops that you need 2. So right now I have a preset that is just a big blank slate, and I made this by spawning in a sugarcane farm. I then mined out the bottom block and the slabs that are all around, and I mined out that complete area. I used plumber sponge to get rid of the water, and then I used a builder's ruler with grass, and I just filled it all in, and I made this blank preset. I'm then going to change this to be the preset that I want for a pumpkin and melon farm, which would be water every 8 blocks, and then, you know, pumpkins and melons wherever they fit in. You can look up how to build a pumpkin and melon farm. It's very standard. This shouldn't take super long, especially with the new tools that were given, such as the builder's ruler and this new hoe, which exists at Anito, where you're going to be able to just get an entire row of farmland tilled out. So whenever you set up these farms, it shouldn't take an absurd amount of time, and it will save you a bit of space on your garden where you're not having to run 3 farms and you should only need 2. It's a little more annoying though, because you do have to build your first preset yourself, but the second one should be super easy for you to do, because you can just save the new one as a preset and place that one down. So melon and pumpkin is something that you could obviously just go in with the default preset, and you could just put slabs there if you really wanted them, but I'm going to be going the route of building my own one, because it just seems like it's more efficient. Overall, nothing in the garden is too complex. If you're trying to just AFK this update as much as possible, you really can't do much outside of have the compost always running, because visitors don't show up if you're not on your island, and they do cap out at 5 visitors in the queue. So you would need to be here every hour-ish to be actually efficient, and you would just need to be sitting here with a cookie buff. But it's super easy whenever you're actively playing, because mining sugarcane means you're getting visitors very, very fast, and it should lead to some good progression within the garden. Let me know any questions you have down below about the garden update and progression within it. I'm going to try and answer things. I'm not super experienced with this, but I believe everything I've said is accurate, just based off of reading on the alpha, talking to some other people, and playing the update a bit by myself. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope it helped you out, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace out.